a Jeffrey Epstein. Here's what you said.
Who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly. Mitt Romney, the NRCC.
Why the hell they got on all these glasses?
It makes them look sophisticated, bro. I like it, bro.
Somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly. Mitt Romney, the NRCC. Lee Zeldin, George Bush, Win Red, McCain Palin, Rick Lazio.
You mentioned Lee Zeldin there. He's now a cabinet secretary. He responded and said it was actually Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, who's a doctor that doesn't have any relation to the convicted sex trafficker. Unfortunate for that doctor, but that is who donated to a prior campaign of his. Do you want to correct the record on the people?
Listen, I never said that it was that Jeffrey Epstein.
What
Just so
the
that people
hell?
understand, when you make a donation, your picture is not there. And because they decided to spring this on us in real time, I wanted the Republicans to think about what could potentially happen, because I knew that they didn't even try to go through the FEC. So my team, what they did is they Googled, and that is specifically why I said a Jeffrey Epstein. Unlike Republicans, I at least don't go out and just tell lies.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, bro,
Oh
no, this
my
is
God.
bad. This is actually the worst thing I've ever seen her do. This is the worst thing I've ever seen her do. She won't even admit it.
That was
guys,
insane.
Come on, guys.
You just say I'm
she
wrong.
said, I won't lie. She'll never say she was, bro.
You just say I'm wrong.
Remember whenever she made the wheelchair joke and she said she didn't mean that, and we all knew she meant that?
Oh, yeah.
This is the second time she's been caught blatantly lying, bro. This is, now, come on, y'all. Not left, not right. Right here, is this cap or not?
She said-
keep it 100, y'all.
She said, "Oh, I didn't say it was that Jeffrey Epstein." What? Then why are you bringing it up at all?
When Jeffrey Epstein's case is the most relevant thing in politics right now, you mentioned that someone was paid by Jeffrey Epstein, but it was actually a different Jeffrey Epstein.
I feel like
So you tried to give the illusion that it was this Jeffrey Epstein, who was a funder of many Democrats and was with the Democrats, and you tried to put that on the Republicans to make a point, but you were actually lying.
and now you're lying to the world
And y'all trust this lady.
on national TV.
Not no black, no white, no Democrat, no nothing. She is lying.
I just feel like when you admit that you're wrong, that makes you more relatable.
It's
Yeah,
respectable.
I was wrong.
It's respectable.
Happened because I knew that they didn't even try to go through the FEC. So my team, what they did is they Googled, and that is specifically why I said a Jeffrey Epstein. Unlike Republicans, I at least don't go out and just tell lies. Because it was not the same one, that's fine. But when Lee Zeldin had something to say, all he had to say was it was a different Jeffrey Epstein. He admitted that he did receive donations from a Jeffrey Epstein, so at least I wasn't trying to mislead people. Now, have I dug in to find out who this doctor is? I have not. So I will
This is hard
trust
to
and
listen
take
to.
what he says, is that it wasn't that Jeffrey Epstein, but I was not attempting to mislead anybody. I literally had maybe 20 minutes before I had to do that debate.
Yeah, but people might sit and say, well, you're trying to make it sound like he took money from
I did not know
That's
registered
exactly
sex
what she was
offender.
doing.
No, but I literally did not know. When you search FEC files, and that's what I had my team to do, I texted them and I said, listen,
Dumbass
we're going
team.
up. They are saying that she took donations.
Right, but someone might say, well, your team should have done the homework to make sure it wasn't the convicted
Not
sex
at,
offender.
within 20 minutes, you could not find that out, not from just doing a quick
Excuses.
search on FEC. So, number one, I made sure that I was clear that it was a Jeffrey Epstein, but I never said that it was specifically that Jeffrey Epstein, because
So
I
how
knew
is the
that
other
we
one
would
relevant?
need more time to really dig in.
No,
How is the other one relevant?
No. She lied so many times.
That
she
was bad.
She just kept lying to. She was like, "Well, she bragged when she was talking. She said, I had my team dig in." Now she's saying, "Well, my team didn't have enough time to dig in." But you just bragged about your team uncovering this, and you're using this in relation to the Epstein files, and now you're trying to say that you didn't mean this in relation to Jeffrey Epstein in the Epstein files. Why are you lying? Like, it's
Imagine
ridiculous.
if someone else did this, what she would say.
Oh man,
Is
that was
this your
ridiculous.
dumbass team?
No.
I hope
No, it's not a
but
team.
don't do
I
that
know.
to them.
It's
Don't
not
do
a
that.
team.
Don't do that to them black queens.
Don't do that, bro.
Golly, that was bad.
No, that was horrible.
That was really bad. That was the worst thing. That should kill her credibility.
No.
right
Did
there.
you see what she said about the Democrat delegate that was texting Jeffrey Epstein about Trump like a couple weeks before he got convicted? Did you see what she said about that?
That took me a second to figure out who that was.
That's a king.
I know, bro.
You know, he took money from Jeffrey too. So this is her talking about the delegate from the Virgin Isles that was caught sending texts with Jeffrey Epstein about trying to get at Trump. This is her explanation.
Stacey didn't initiate that chain. Jeffrey initiated that chain, and she took the information.
That makes it
Just
better.
like if somebody texts me.
Yeah, but she was responding and saying, you know, what are you talking about? Quick, I'm up next. And then her
Correct.
questions were about Rona. But do you think that was inappropriate? I mean, would you text with someone who is a registered sex offender
I mean,
about
listen,
what you should ask?
I honestly know that he had never been convicted of any federal crimes at that time.
But he had been in jail already.
He had
Got
been
him.
in jail. And my deal is this. The Republicans are constantly texting with a 34-count convicted felon.
Here we go.
So if it's okay for them to text him at any point in time, then I'm not going to say that that's right or wrong, especially to the extent that you're talking about kicking someone off their committee. Were they sexting? Was it a matter of her being involved in the pedophilia? No, it was nothing like that. Stacey didn't initiate.
So Jeffrey Epstein had been arrested for allegations against children at this time, but now she's saying it's okay for Stacey Plaskett to text him because they weren't sexting. That is legendary levels of moving the goalposts. This CNN interview that she did has discredited her so much. But you know, I don't think their voters are smart enough to care.
They choose not to care.
I'm not going to say they're not smart enough because the data and statistics shows that more educated people vote left. So it's
Education
not that
don't
they're
make
not
you
smart. It's the fact that they're choosing not to care for their hate for Trump and they want this woman to be right so bad. This is awful. This is the worst showing she's ever put out on
No,
television.
this is the worst I've ever seen her.
Like
This
I
is the
said,
worst showing she's ever been. And I told y'all, because it's interesting. You see how articulate she's being and how smart and quick she's firing off.
Okay, real
When
quick,
she not
though,
being
real quick,
ghetto
bro.
and stuff.
Real quick though, bruh. We shouldn't award a public servant that's on TV all the time for being articulate. That is a regular thing. We
No,
are
that's
articulate.
right.
We're
That's
not
right.
we're not professionals. That is a basic level thing to be articulate. I'm not gonna award you for that. That is just basic level things you should be able to do. The fact that you
That's
got on
actually
here,
racist.
that is actually look how articulate he is.
I'm just saying how she's being. You know how she
Yeah,
gets.
she gets ghetto, but she's not acting ghetto right now. But
That's all I was saying.
that is what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But it's just crazy that she really lied after lie. Imagine if the roles were reversed here. If Jasmine Crockett caught someone else saying, oh, this person on my team was paid by Jeffrey Epstein, and it was a whole different one, she would have blasted them. And then in the same breath, if a Republican was caught in court texting Jeffrey Epstein, what do you think she would have said about them?
She would have blew that
like
up.
I said, is this the last humiliation?
They're not.
Is this the last one?
And didn't people think that she might be their presidential candidate?
They say that she's the best voice they have.
They're cooked.
People like Charlamagne say that.
Oh,
I'm pretty
this
sure
is
that
it.
one wrinkly old white woman,
This
Jennifer
is it.
Welch, says that. It's interesting. It's very ridiculous. It's very, very ridiculous.
They have threw every Hail Mary they possibly can, and this is the last one, and it's not working. It's actually getting worse.
It's backfiring. This is bad. This is really bad. Like, no joke.
I would like to see the evidence. What I'm saying
You
is,
think after 10 years of public life, you wouldn't know it already?
no, I don't. That's exactly the point.
Oh my goodness. This
Scott,
is an IQ test. Don't fail it. Come on, man.
Scott, that's
10
embar-
years
Scott,
Donald Trump has
that's
been in public life.
embarrassing.
Come on.
For
It is an
this
IQ
is
test. I mean, for 10 years, we haven't heard any names. So you really think that no one's involved?
No, obviously, Larry Summers was
So,
involved.
no,
Stacey
but
Plaskett
for-
was involved.
for
There's all
10
kinds of
you're
people involved with
suggesting that
Jeffrey Epstein.
if someone was involved, we would know about it, they would be prosecuted, it would be done and dusted. The last 10 years, no one has been prosecuted for this. Is that a sign that nothing has happened?
No, absolutely not.
So then why are you saying that that is the case for
my
Trump?
question directly to him is, if you think after 10 years, 3 presidential campaigns, and Democrats unleashing
Scott,
holy hell on
Scott,
him, you wouldn't
answer
know
your
about
own
it?
No, that's
question. Answer your own
exactly
question.
what I'm saying.
You can-
Just real quick, I just want to bring
Can I
back
answer the
something
question
that just
she
happened.
asked?
I feel like I just heard Scott.
Let me answer that question for you, Abby. What Scott was saying is the Democrats, everyone can admit, the Democrats have used every tool in their toolbox to take down Trump. From trials, from cases to, I'm not going to accuse them of doing the shooting, but all the things they've done, all the smear campaigns, everything. So don't you think that if they had any evidence that linked Trump to being on the Epstein list, they would have been released it? That is what Scott is saying.
It is literally 4 blacks against Scott.
That doesn't matter.
I'm just saying, this is a crazy panel.
That doesn't matter.
I've never seen that many black people on the panel before. Just had to point that out.
Scott,
holy hell on
Scott,
him, you wouldn't
answer
know
your
about
own
it?
question.
That's
Answer your own
exactly
question.
what I'm saying. Just real quick, I just want to bring it back to something that just happened. I feel like I just heard Scott call into question this black man's intelligence with the IQ test. I feel like I heard that, and so I just want to say something. This is what
It's
what it
ridiculous.
sounded like.
You want to make it right?
So-
Go ahead, but it's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, I think
By the way, we know each
there
other.
is a-
We're friends. I know this man.
I
He's
would-
a smart guy,
I
and
would
we're having a
love-
debate.
I would
We're having a
love to
debate.
finish
Don't
what I'm
don't make it
saying,
into so we don't even
because
know each other, but we do.
This actually relates back to the topic that we're having, Scott. There is a you're sitting here with so much confidence without seeing all of the documents that Donald Trump is innocent. There is a presumption of guilt that a black man walks around the United States with. That I've been watching Donald Trump
How they
navigate
let him out here
this
with this
situation
cut,
with the
chill,
presumption
Cut
of
your hair.
innocence
Chill.
that is
Last dude had dreads.
never
Doesn't matter.
Oh my.
It does matter, bro.
God.
You on
Doesn't
TV,
matter.
bro.
It
My
doesn't
parents would not
matter.
let me go on
This
TV
shit
like
is
this,
not
bro.
It doesn't matter, bro.
It does. But you got
No,
the
no,
Duke
no.
starting
It-
5
it-
cut,
it
bro.
doesn't matter.
It does matter, bro.
You know, I don't think the haircut
It doesn't look
matters.
that bad, bro.
It's nasty,
I think
bro.
it's clean,
Chill,
bro.
It's not. It doesn't look
No,
clean,
he
bro.
looks fine, bro. He has a
He got-
fresh
he got a
hairline and
fresh
shit.
cut. Yeah, he
Like,
do,
don't even
bro.
do that.
Look at
bro.
the top of it. Look at the sides
Bro,
of it,
so
bro.
what?
That nigga look like he just woke up.
No, bro. Y'all tripping, bro.
Now he need to get a fade,
Bro, I
bro.
don't get the last dude had dreads. I don't care about his hair.
Yeah, they both look okay.
They look
both
fine.
That's my opinion.
I'm cool with the way they present themselves.
I mean, look, bro, it's a black man cut, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not finna get on here and dog him. It's the same way I was cooking the Baltimore man for having an afro. I said that's the
Nah, yeah,
dumbest
he
shit.
should
to be
have. I
mad
don't know how
about.
they vote. And we cooked Brandon Johnson for getting elected with a damn mohawk.
Okay, the mohawk is a bit much, but the afro.
That's damn near the same cut. He got his longer. He got the Duke starting
Okay,
I don't
5.
think there's anything wrong with his haircut, but a
We
grown
talking
man with a
about-
mohawk, I
Hold on,
question you a
y'all.
little bit.
Come on, let him go.
That's a child cut.
The haircut is irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
Not
He's
irrelevant.
dumb as
It is
hell.
100% irrelevant.
He's dumb as hell, and I can't believe that.
I'm not gonna
Lakers
say
make
he's
this-
dumb.
No, he just made this into race.
I'm not gonna say
That's
he's
the dumbest
dumb,
shit I've
but
ever
he
heard.
is race baiting. He's race baiting.
That's
I don't
dumb.
like the way. Okay, so I see why he can get mad at. Well, I don't really see why
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
mad
let him finish.
because the other dude wasn't even offended when Scott said this is an IQ test, and even Abby doubled down and said it too. She said this is an IQ test. So both of them had no issue with it. So
Okay.
now you're taking issue with it, making it a race thing, saying, "Oh, you're a white guy, question this black guy's intelligence."
Okay, I can see
and
why
Scott
you
just said, "Don't do that. I know him.
That's not even
We're on
about
here all the
race.
time." He said, "I know him. I don't know you."
He could have said that to a white woman on the panel. He
Like
could've said
it's
that
like
to
it's like I
anybody.
see what he's saying, and then,
make
and
everything
then he was like, he said you're a white man questioning a black man's intelligence,
All right.
and then I'm like, all right.
Let him go, bro.
But then he went and on to say
Black
a
man
black
walk
man
around
walks around with
guilty.
presumed guilt. Like, all right,
Well,
bro,
I'm
like-
not guilty. None of us are guilty.
You should be
But
guilty
like-
for
but
wearing this
like-
tight ass shirt
but-
on the panel. Put a suit on, nigga.
all right,
Cut your hair,
see,
bro.
now y'all
Without
doing too
seeing
much.
all
bro.
of the
He got a
documents
nice
that
sweater
Donald
on.
Trump is innocent. There is a presumption of guilt that a black man walks around the United States with. That I have been watching Donald Trump navigate this situation with the presumption of innocence that is never afforded to us, right? This is the same guy that is trailing 29 rape allegations. And we have videos of him saying things like, grab him by the you-know-what. Just the very fact that he's connected to the country's most egregious pedophile, enough. That fact alone is enough for us to ask questions about if it's a disqualifying factor for leadership. So I just don't know why you're so fervent right now, saying that I know for a fact he has nothing. Can we see the files and make that decision? Scott?
Look, here's what I think.
That's a valid
It's
take,
been
I'm
going
not
on
gonna
for
lie.
10 years. If there was a shred of anything to know about Donald Trump,
That
we
was
would
not a valid
That was valid, bro.
Take
not
off
a
the hat,
valid
bro.
take.
Go ahead and leave.
Bro, that's a
That
valid
was not
take.
a valid take, bro.
He said the fact that people see them connected, they can assume there's guilt there.
Well, say the last.
You
sentence.
can't though.
Say the last.
Because
sentence.
all the, you don't think that the Democrats would have been blasted for that?
I think so too. I agree with that.
So
I
that
agree with
debunks that point.
But why are they not releasing the files? They released.
anybody could release
I'm just keeping it 100. First they released doctor files. Then they said we're not releasing this. A hoax. Get over it. Why can't we get the files?
But why didn't
I'm
Biden
just
them
saying.
release
No,
them?
that's facts. No, listen though. I'm gonna tell you why I say that. People are right to question that because it's like y'all promised the files, then we got some bullshit, then we didn't get the files, then y'all say everything we know is cap. Okay, give us the files.
Okay,
it's like
question.
people can presume there's guilt if you're withholding something. So now that the files are coming, we can get the proof.
But quick question
I'm
though.
just saying that's.
Hold on.
I'm not gonna
Well,
say
okay.
the man not guilty.
So-
I don't think he's guilty, but I can see why people would question that, given the fact that they promised the files and everything we've got up to this point has been bullshit and deflection. Give us the files.
Do you think that the President of the United States has access to the files
Yes.
and knows who's on the files?
Yes.
So why didn't the Biden campaign use that against them?
Great question. I said the same thing.
But now
because he's not on there.
I'm not
Also,
saying he's on there. I'm just saying to presume there's guilt
Hold on,
there.
no.
Somebody is guilty and somebody's being protected.
A lot of people don't.
Do I think it's
we
Trump?
know
No.
what the situation
A
is.
lot
Do
of
I think
people-
it's Trump? No, but people can assume. People speculate.
Okay, yes. Pam Bondi and Speaker Michael Johnson just came out and said people are trying to rush these files, and it's a lot of victims on there.
I don't give a shit.
I agree that
I don't
I
give a
think that maybe if
No.
this can hurt people,
No.
like victims,
No.
I think that maybe they can prolong it a
No.
couple more months or however
No.
long they want to.
No,
I
no,
agree
no,
with
no.
that.
No,
so
no,
maybe
no, I
that
don't
was
agree
the
with that.
reason.
I don't agree
But
with that.
I disagree with that point. I think there's a reason that we don't want to say.
I gotta keep it 100. The victims wanted to be out. It's multiple victims saying, "Don't redact our names, release this information." It's not going to affect them. Oh, this woman was by Jeffrey Epstein. Oh my gosh, that's horrible that happened to you. We're sorry. Like people want to know, bro.
see
Nothing
both
should be
point of
redacted. I think we should get unfiltered, non-redacted files. If anything is redacted and censored, that just leaves more room for people to be upset. I want fully uncensored files. I want the files to come out fully uncensored with everybody's name in it. I don't give a damn.
I see all point of views.
think that
That's
they are
the only
being
way.
The list is not being released because there are people who are very powerful who are not holding public positions in the government who have control over whoever is in office, whether Republican or Democrat. That's why no Republican or Democrat will drop it.
I also think that there are people in office or have had office that also may be implicated in it.
This is true.
So it's like right now, any presumption of guilt from anyone who could be linked to Jeffrey Epstein is valid.
It's just
There's
no way.
none of the files have been released.
It's not them-
All the powerful people are telling us to look away. I'm just keeping it 100.
Hold on.
People want this. People want the
It's
information,
no
the
way
facts.
the president of the United States of America would bring this up if he was in the file.
I'm not saying he's in the
I don't
file.
understand though. So
I'm just
his
saying.
point is just like, oh, why don't you think he could possibly? I understand what you said.
They would've used it already.
Why would
No,
he
I
be in the
agree.
files and he's the president of the United States? This is not.
I will say this though, based on the emails we've seen, Epstein said that Trump was the worst person he know, and he was trying to sabotage him and throw dirt on him. So they said Trump told Ghislaine Maxwell to stop, and he turned him in. So it's like, okay, it's facts there that Trump was against this man, but I want to see the files. Like if people say Bill Clinton could be guilty, I'm gonna say that's a valid assumption. We don't know. We don't know.
We're finna see it, but I don't think we might not. We might get some bullshit.
I'm not saying that Trump was in it. I'm just saying, like, to assume that anybody who could be linked to this is guilty, that's a valid assumption. Why? We don't know. You can assume whatever you want right now. There's nothing we know.
That's true.
For a fact, he has nothing. Can we see the files and make that decision? Scott?
Look, here's what I think. It's been going on for 10 years. If there was a shred of anything to know about Donald Trump, we would already know it.
I do think what Scott finished with his facts, though.
They wouldn't have tried to assassinate him. That would have assassinated him.
That would have been enough.
That's facts.
Now after all this stuff,
They
knowing
tried
that-
everything.
Knowing that Jeffrey hated him, oh, they 100% tried to
The
assassinate him.
narrative has constantly shifted. Oh, Jeffrey and Stuck were buddies. Now they hated each other, and he wanted him. Said he's the worst person he knows, and they celebrated that. They celebrated them being friends as it's any type of admission of guilt, but it's not. And they also said that it's emails of him donating to Democrat campaigns, speaking to Democrats under the table. It's a lot of stuff that's like coming out now. So it's like, I want the undoctored files. I want everything raw and uncut.
Just like Jasmine Crockett just sat up there and lied. They've been lying to liberals, they've been lying to Democrats, and they make them extreme, and they go and try to kill Republicans.
I think both sides
So
lie.
even if these assumptions that, oh, Israel killed Charlie Kirk, or these government, secret government agencies that's going to try to assassinate these people, if that's true or not, what y'all are saying to the media and to the American people is us making these people assassinate them. So therefore, that's on y'all's hands. So y'all assassinated Charlie Kirk, and y'all tried to assassinate Donald Trump. Point blank, period.
I'm on the left, I'm a Democrat, but what the hell was that? That was crazy. So he's apparently got these Congress people on speed dial, and he's watching. I read the whole story, of course, and he's watching the entire hearings, and he's texting people different directions. Did anybody know that Epstein was running our government? I mean, that was amazing. Did you see? She doesn't know who Rona is, so she misspells it in the text. She thinks it might be an acronym for something, and then she says, Ms. Rona. Rona's her first name. It's Rona Graff, the assistant for Trump. She literally has no idea what she's asking. She's only asking that question because Epstein directed her to ask that question. And interesting that Epstein at that point is directing people on how to damage Trump. So that doesn't serve any of my interest for me to tell you that, but that's what's happening in that hearing. You got to be fair and you got to call out what's actually happening. But what's interesting in all the emails is Epstein goes back and forth, back and forth. Should we hurt Trump or should we help Trump? Should we hurt or help? And depending on what Trump is saying, he categorizes Trump as dangerous. My guess as to why he thinks Trump is dangerous is because usually when someone is bought or blackmailed, they stay bought or blackmailed, right? Whereas Trump is so volatile, they're not sure how to handle him, right? Should we hurt him or should we use him as an asset?
And that's why they had to maybe give Charlie to it before it was too late. That's what I truly think, bro.
I don't know.
Think about it though. He was probably a millionaire. He was a millionaire.
For sure.
Like, I mean, like, bro, he had more influence
Than anyone.
He said millionaire.
He was.
He's a billionaire, buddy.
Don't say
No, he's
Charlie.
talking about Charlie.
Oh.
I'm saying like that, like and then the influence he was building up was just crazy, bro.
I don't think there's anybody on the right now that can fit well. Well, no, not on the right. That's a true conservative. That can bridge the gap that Charlie left. There's nobody.
Yeah.
And
Nobody.
And impact the young vote like he did.
There's literally no one.
He single-handedly
He was
took
30.
TikTok and got the young vote for Trump.
He was in his 30s.
He was like 32.
He was a baller, bro.
But like many constituents, individuals get your phone number, they text you about issues, they speak with you. I have spoken with him about issues that are relevant, things that are going on in the Virgin Islands and elsewhere around the country.
Right, but on that day that we're talking about, you initiated the text exchange at 7:55 in the morning. So why were you even texting with Epstein at the time? He was a known sex offender then.
Sure. I explain to people, I've been a prosecutor for many years. And there are a lot of people who have information that are not your friends, that you use to get information to get at the truth. I believe that Jeffrey Epstein had information, and I was going to get information to get at the truth. Having a friendship with him is not something that I would deem to have. And so I'm just looking forward. I'm moving forward. And I think that that's what we as American people should do, is move forward. If individuals are not involved in illegal activity, extending his criminal enterprise or his financial enterprise or all of those things, I think that we need to look at what people are doing moving forward.
Wait, let me just better understand that. What is that point? Because at the time he was a known sex offender and it had been detailed all the sexual abuse.
There are a lot of people who have done a lot of crimes, and as a prosecutor, you get information from people where you can.
What she's saying is, so she's saying she wasn't friends with him. Okay, so if you're not friends and you're a Democrat delegate and you're up in government, how does someone you're not friends with get your cell phone number? How does someone you're not friends with, who is also a known sex offender, get your cell phone number?
And give you advice while you're doing the hearing.
Yeah, why are
what
you
to
getting
say
advice,
and do.
telling him to hurry up? How does he have your cell phone number?
Telling you
or
what to say.
Any contact with you? Like, you are saying, I was a prosecutor and I just overlooked the fact that he was egregious sex offender criminal to get information out of him.
She wasn't even texting him about
Wouldn't that be
No, she was texting him about that.
No, she was texting him about information to talk to somebody else, to ask a question.
She saying, say
to
this,
harm
say
Trump.
that.
She was not texting him about anything about, him being a pedophile.
No. It's not about him being a pedophile.
So then what
it's
were
the
you
fact that
talking
he
about?
was a pedophile and she's texting him, getting advice to use in government. So obviously she is overlooking the fact that he was a sex offender and was known and egregious, gave him her personal cell phone number or whatever work number, any contact number, and cooperated with him, worked with him
He's
to
not
try
in
to
the
get dirt.
government.
But she knows he's powerful and had money.
So
So she overlooked the fact that he was a sex offender. That's why
To
she's trying
ask
to
him about what?
to get information out of him to use against Trump or whatever it was, whatever she was
It
getting
was,
it
it
for.
was a smear on Trump. So you
Exactly
texted
what it was.
a pedophile
To get a smear on Trump.
And then I heard the question that she asked the guy. I mean, she did ask a Trump type of question, I guess. But I mean, hey, either way,
I don't like how y'all was getting on bruh for the haircut, bro.
he's cooked.
I'm keeping it 100. That's like saying we can't get on TV without haircut.
Then tell me I can't.
You got a fade. Me and Taj can't go though. Taj got an afro, I got dread.
I say, y'all should change that shit. Just keep it going.
That's crazy.
They wouldn't let y'all in there till one of them, the school member Ross was talking about the school he went to. He said, you can't be up there with that cut. Why not? Because that's a nigga cut.
Wow.
I'll tell Devery, bro. You gotta cut yours too.
This isn't that bad.
I'm keeping it honest. My old shit, they couldn't do that, bro. They ain't professional, bro.
So we gotta go bald fade, scalpless.
For me,
See, you see what he did? He cut his braids off. He know what it is.
He's biracial. He gets a pass.
I'll accept the cornrows if you got the cut.
Cornrows, but no dreads.
But spider heads?
That is insane.
Man, this stuff gets deep, guys.
the White House has tried to release the Epstein files, and they were sealed by 3 separate judges. Ironically, all appointed by Democrats on 3 separate occasions. Check out who blocked this each time. This is actually
Trump
amazing.
wanted that.
July 23rd, 2025. Release blocked by Robin L. Rosenberg, the Southern District of Florida, appointed by Barack Obama in 2014. That's weird. Denied unsealing the grand jury transcripts from Epstein's 2005 to 2007 Florida federal investigation, ruling that the request fell outside judicial proceedings and violated state secrecy guidelines, and declined to transfer the case back up to New York. August 11th, just a month later, 2025, blocked again by Paul A. Engelmeyer, Southern District of New York, rejecting unsealing of grand jury materials from Ghislaine Maxwell's case, stating that they contained no new information. And, they said it was a risk of unraveling secrecy without sufficient justification. That's pretty weird, because another judge just released all the grand jury information to Comey's team, which you would think, since Comey is, like alive and stuff, unlike Epstein, would be even more unprecedented. But whatevs. Anyway, the third time, on August 20th, 2025, Richard M. Berman, Southern District of New York, denied unsealing of grand jury transcripts and exhibits from the Epstein 2019 indictment, calling the DOJ's motion a diversion from its own and unreleasing files, emphasized threats to victim safety and privacy, even though all those names just would have been redacted.
That's bombshell after man. This shit is just insane. It's insane.
Now we know about old Billy Bill.
This might be the biggest bombshell all year, actually.
Yeah, they're hurting themselves, guys.
We knew
And
the
guess
tariffs
what?
was gonna work.
They will continue to trust the Democrats regardless of all this because of how much they hate Trump. The other day, somebody asked me, they said, so what do you think about the $2,000 that Trump is sending out? I said, who's not happy about $2,000? They said, well, people aren't happy about it because they hate Trump. I said, well, you hate Trump so much that you don't want $2,000. There's nothing we can say for you.
Just give it to me.
But what surprised me of them all, Hakeem Jeffrey.
Why should Americans trust you and House Democrats on the Jeffrey Epstein files when one of your own, Congresswoman Plaskett, was found to be texting with Jeffrey Epstein during a hearing, getting information from him, using that in her questioning during a congressional hearing, and at one point he tells her, good job.
This is a bipartisan effort to make sure that, consistent with what the survivors have requested, that there's full and complete transparency, and every single predator who may be in those Justice Department files doesn't escape accountability.
I hate his voice. He sounds like he about to cry.
Hakeem was getting money from Jeffrey Epstein too.
That's a fact.
They said he should step down.
But why didn't Jasmine say anything about that?
That's a fact.
They got nothing to say about him.
Bro, they suck. They suck. These people are like cartoon characters. I knew Democrats was officially done when they stood up for 24 hours and did not a damn thing.
It was longer than that.
Dude was eyes gushing out his head.
He was hurt,
like
boy. He had the pee. He thought he was a gangster.
Have you spoken to Stacey Plaskett after this controversy emerged?
I have not.
Can you confirm if there was a deal last night to sink the resolution against Congressman Plaskett in exchange for not bringing a censure resolution?
We've made clear repeatedly we're not going to unilaterally disarm.
So you're saying there was no deal?
I'm saying we will not unilaterally disarm. Not now, not ever.
Why wouldn't you speak to Stacey Plaskett?
I said I haven't spoken to her since the censure resolution went down.
No, about this text controversy.
I have not spoken to her since the censure resolution went down.
Have you talked to her about this text controversy?
She and I have talked, and it's a private conversation that will remain private.
One thing.
Jeffrey Epstein can rot in hell, and I'm going to make sure he has no peace while he is
in the same breath.
And Ghislaine Maxwell has
In 2020.
on the app for survivors to be centered, to be heard on the record.
Why wasn't there more
Don't say that.
in the Biden administration to make sure that these files were released?
Well, I can't speak to that. What I will say is Donald Trump ran on this, on the release of the Epstein files.
But Congressman, I just want to jump in there because Jeffrey Epstein died in a jail cell in